This is actually the on-lap model J-Cheek on-lap 250-1M. So this is the newest in the line of these models. And this unit is actually slightly under 17 inches. It's not exactly, it's about 16 change, from diagonal, but it's a nice unit. So the J-Cheek monitor, obviously coming with all those adapters and cables, also has a built-in battery pack. So you can either use a plug, which is a nice little modular plug, and I'll show you guys in a second. This modular plug is USB end here, and this is the power, but this is the actual plug. So this plug goes on like so, and then twists on. So depending on what country you use, you can get different adapter pieces. This is a USB, and basically the USB will take in here and like so, and then this plugs into the actual unit on the side right here. So you can actually charge your unit or run it from the power, one or the other. But from the looks of it, it definitely looks like it's going to give you some power time. And if you look on the unit here, you could definitely see this hasn't even been charged. This was not charged at all, and it came with half a charge, half battery life. And I've been running this for at least a good, half an hour right now. So with already this battery life, pretty slim line. It hasn't even gotten hot at all. I feel no heat from it whatsoever. Overall, a nice design. I mean, I feel anything that comes modular is always cool, right? I mean, you can take it apart piece by piece, and of course, if you really want to power it via USB, and you have another laptop, you can actually power it via USB. Which is nice because if you fly on Virgin, you get plug for Virgin right there. You get the cool USB charging. So it's a nice little piece, without a doubt. Okay, so I've actually connected the unit via the own proprietary, well, for them, they come with the your own HDMI to micro HDMI here, which you can use. I also used the adapter earlier, but the cord was really heavy, so it kind of weighed it down, and it kind of was like cutting it out. So if you have the ability to use this, I would definitely say just use the piece that's included, because all these cords are included with the unit overall. I also set this, it is also capable of doing 1080p. It was on 720, and I did change it to 720. Okay, there's obviously a lot of settings. It's pretty, I don't see any type of motion lag whatsoever. Though I'm not playing Street Fighter or anything like that at the moment, it's definitely looks pretty clean. Now, if you notice too, I had mentioned it was a monitor, but I didn't say there was any speakers. But guess what? Because sometimes most monitors don't come with speakers. This slimline unit does. If you can, right here, the bottom, the last you see, these are touch buttons. Okay, light touches. This will take off the sound. So mute it. Okay, now you're probably wondering, well, how loud can it go? Now, it can go pretty loud. I'll get a little closer to it. But if you can hear it, here, we can put it up. And it sounds pretty good for what it's worth. Whoop, that's the menu selection. So we'll get out of that. Oh. I mean, it looks pretty clean. It's on my lap as well. Though the stand, you can actually take this stand off as well if you wanted to actually take it off. So it just comes off. Make sure you don't actually, break the tips, but you can sit here, and if you really wanted to, get really hardcore in people, and then you could be like this, but it's kind of awkward. I mean, I guess if you were doing some kind of artwork and you were like, you're doing some kind of graphic design, maybe it'd be good to have this like right in your lap like this. But I really do prefer the unit to physically be on my lap using the included stand / cover. So the two little holes, just got to kind of pull it apart, use some strength to get that back in. Make sure. Oh. actually. Okay, and there you have it. We'll be back again. And as you noticed here, you'll see, like I said, this is the controls. Now, originally it was in some kind of E's, some Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese, I don't know. I couldn't tell what kind of characters they were, but you can set the options. Okay, so this is where in the color option, you can, you can control just about anything. This tells you what menu you're on. This is an up and down arrow. So once you get into the menus, you can go up and down into those menus and then control its settings from right there by clicking in. So now it's highlighted and you can click in. So if you want to raise right there, you've selected it and we can actually raise the contrast. Right, you can color adjust, color temperature. You can go back and user, and then you go back into the menu settings, and then you have it. Now we're back in here again. And you can reset it, but then again, you would have that whole idea. Now, if you notice here, MHL, it's actually a smartphone connection. So on this unit, like I showed you before, they're all slimline pieces. So they come with their own cable. So if you have a cable, they come with the adapters and the actual cables that need to be used with your phone or device. So this is a HDMI to micro HDMI connection point. So these are all micro connections. And if you noticed, one of the big things here is that this unit does not have a battery like connected to anything. Well, there's no battery and there's no external power supply, which is a good and a bad thing, but this is the good thing about it. The good thing is that literally the unit comes with an AC adapter, as I'd shown you previously, that you can actually charge the internal battery. So now you have a fully chargeable, self-sustaining, on-the-go monitor. I mean, excuse me, this is actually like 2 steps away from being literally like a wireless. I mean, next thing would just be if we had wireless connectivity or some Bluetooth action, but obviously, it doesn't at the moment. But it definitely has some credibility here. And obviously, this is the power button. These are kind of sensitive or not sensitive, so you got to kind of have can't be too hard on it because they literally don't. They're flush, so they're underneath the panel. So I'll turn it off, as you can see there, and turn it back on. It does take for a few seconds for it to boot up. Kind of gets like this boot menu here, see, and it actually detects what you have your setting at. Before it was 720, I was like, oh well, why is it not set? So I went into the menu for Xbox. Now obviously not every game supports 1080, but this unit is its native resolution here. So, and if that wasn't enough for you guys, as you guys know, outside of being able to do it like this, you can take these pieces off, and there's a stand for it, and you can actually, set it like page style. So a lot of times people who read multiple documents, I have multiple computers at home and monitors, kind of like a command center. You can definitely set it up so that way, you have that design intent as well. If you're looking, sometimes it's just easier to read pages like that. I don't know, that's how I feel about it. Also, too, another little cool thing. I thought this was interesting, but I'm a little worried about it because it seems really cool, right? Because you can connect your portable devices to it as well. But this is actually a magnet on the back of this thing, and it just goes right here in this magnetized area, and it's kind of nice, right? It seems pretty stable. But you do realize that this is a hard drive. A lot of the new smartphones are hard drives. And you basically, you put that there, and then you can output directly into the unit depending on the phone you have or the smartphone you have. You obviously may need a different cable. I think the Apple needs a different cable that's not provided. But overall, the unit itself is pretty cool. Though I'm not, like I said, I don't feel too confident with magnets behind hard drives. So don't quote me on that. But outside of that, I mean, this unit is pretty impressive. The 250 1M by Jachik, or whatever you guys want to pronounce. If anybody's French out there, you'd let me know how you pronounce it. But this item is available now. So if you guys want to check it out, this is the lightweight USB, portable mobile monitor, multimedia monitor. I mean, it's a great bargain for what it's worth. I mean, it's pretty smooth. It runs light, it runs cool, and it has a multitude of options. And of course, basically, you get to store it and put it away. And I mean, that was pretty easy, right? It's off and done. Once again, thanks so much for watching. My name is Old School. You definitely want to check us out on DOSreviews.com, where we give you news, tech news, reviews, and anything in between. If it exists, we review it. Don't forget to follow us also at twitter.com/DOSreviews. And, you know, if you want and have a good time, you can always follow me, too, directly on twitter.com, oldschoolfool, spelt with a K. And thanks so much. And remember to be chic.